I observed on one of the drums belonging to the Marines now raising, there was painted a rattlesnake, with this modest motto under it: "Don't tread on me." As I know it is custom to have some device on the arms of every country, I suppose this may have been intended for the arms of America. The rattlesnake is found in no other quarter of the world besides America. She never begins an attack, nor, when once engaged, ever surrenders. She is therefore an emblem of magnanimity and true courage. She never wounds till she has generously given notice, even to her enemy, and cautioned him against the danger of treading on her.
Remember yesterday, actually on the day before, where we covered the based Chad Jaden out in Colorado? The young man who was removed from class for patches on his backpack. Now, what got all the headlines was this scowling teacher who claimed that the Gadsden flag had connections with slavery, with which, you know, even a simple basic Google search would disprove. That teacher was soundly mocked, ridiculed, and even corrected on the national stage by the governor of the state, who said, no, that's not correct. The school then came out after the fact and said, well, it was the Gadsden flag, but it was also these other ones that we want him to take off his backpack. Now, they are totally fine. And they said, many locals have said that they're totally fine with people having pride flags and bi flags and trans flags and all this stuff. But a military one with St. Michael, that was a bridge too far. Well, now Jaden has been speaking. Here's a video from Connor Boyack, who was the original person. By the way, I would follow C. Boyack on X. Let's see what he has to say. And then he also, I guess, did an interview with Ben Shapiro.
Hey guys, today was a good day, kind of.
Kind
I
of.
got to school, the kids were really hyped up because they saw me on Twitter, and kids are putting "Don't tread on me" on their locker. Well, at least
This is absolutely great. I mentioned it yesterday in the video that I would 100% believe after he, by the way, just so you know, the school board had to hold an emergency meeting in which they were forced to re-allow this absolute Chad back into school. So they had an emergency meeting yesterday or the previous night and decided that, well, whoops, we did an oopsie. And this kid just red-pilled his entire middle school. I mean, like, it's gonna be a meme. I apologize for the audio, but I didn't film it. It's as loud as it'll go. I think I can boost it a little bit on my end, but let's see what happens. Let me start over a little bit.
hey guys, today was a good day, kind of. When I got to school, the kids were really hyped up because they saw me on Twitter, and kids are putting "Don't tread on me" on their locker. Well,
Based.
at least my new made friends, because I'm big on Twitter, and now they like me all of a sudden. But they
He knows. Be careful, Jaden. Watch out. With fame comes some snakes in the grass. And then it comes slithering up to you.
teachers, on the other hand, I got some dirty looks, that's for sure.
Teachers gave him dirty looks? Get wrecked.
On the other hand, I got some dirty
Oh, wait, go
looks
here.
on Twitter, and now they like me all of a sudden. But the teachers, on the other hand, I got some dirty looks. that's for sure.
Yeah.
They're definitely not happy with me. But other than that, it was pretty good. I was on the Charlie Kirk show, and Ben Shapiro had me. It was a really good day, in my opinion. Well,
He was on Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro.
have a good day, y'all. Hey guys.
He's still wearing that hat. I mean, like, it's the left. Look at this guy. How many mods you gonna get posting videos of a 12-year-old that isn't yours? Cope and seethe. I mean, like, people are so mad. I absolutely love it, and the memes. Like, this is my favorite meme. I posted it last night. Like, liberal. Look at that. Look at that teacher's scowling face. How rumph. And then him is me not giving an F about their commie propaganda. So we talked to Ben Shapiro, Colorado middle school teacher, or a Colorado middle schooler who was kicked out of class for wearing a patch of the Gadsden flag on his backpack, said that his school tried to tread on his rights during an interview with Daily Wire editor and emeritus Ben Shapiro. Jaden Rodriguez, a 12-year-old who was pulled from class at the Vanguard schools, in part for having the iconic flag on his backpack, told Shapiro that other kids at his school are allowed to display pride-themed pins, but he was punished for its Gadsden flag patch because a teacher thought it was associated with slavery. I actually don't think that that teacher, in good faith, thought it had anything to do with slavery. I really don't. I think the teacher was triggered by it. She thought it was like a right-wing thing. She thought that, it was, she was going to own this little brat. I'm almost certain that she saw that going differently. Quote, "They don't know what they're talking about at all. It's a revolutionary flag. It has nothing to do with slavery," Rodriguez told Shapiro on his podcast. "It was meant as a warning sign not to tread on our rights in the revolution, which is funny because they tried to tread on my rights and they found out that they could not." That's a very classy 12-year-old way of saying they effed around and found out. The Gadsden flag, a yellow flag depicting a coiled rattlesnake with the words "Don't tread on me," was flown during the Revolutionary War. The flag was designed in 1775 by Brigadier General Christopher Gadsden, who critics have pointed out was a slave owner. Rodriguez said that he expected to win a race for student council in a landslide due to the controversy, and he was now Mr. Popular at his school. Shout out. I mean, what an unbelievable backfire. The kid is an absolute legend. On Monday, Vanguard School Director of Operations Jeff Yoakum emailed Jaden's mother an explanation that cited several news articles about the flag. Yoakum cited a decision by the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission which said while it is clear that the Gadsden flag originated in the Revolutionary War in a non-racial context, nevertheless, it has since been sometimes interpreted to convey racially tinged messages in the school. Literally what? Oh, I have to pay to watch this? Come on, Ben. The school board of Vanguard announced a decision to allow Rodriguez to wear the Gadsden patch after a school board meeting on Monday night. Last week, a student came to school with patches affixed to their backpack with half a dozen patches depicting weapons and one of them referencing alcohol. The school told the parents, adding that one of the patches was a Gadsden flag. They're trying to pretend that
my name's Jeremy.
They're trying to pretend that it wasn't all about the Gadsden flag, but it was. It 100% was. Like there's no questioning it at all. And I think that if you look into the interview, I'm trying to see if he's actually
joining me on the line is Jaden Rodriguez. He's a 12.
Okay, so here's Benny. Let's listen to this.
12-year-old student at the Vanguard School in Colorado. You saw him go viral. Tell me your story. Welcome to the show, first of all. And tell me, how did this go down?
Okay, so they were having a problem with my patches. Originally, a teacher complained. They're keeping the identity of that teacher. They're not telling me it.
I wonder why. I wonder why they're not telling you the teacher.
The identity of it.
My guess is there was no teacher.
And she complained to the administration, and they said I had to take it off, or no, I could not go back to class, which is crazy. And I'm like, why? It's the American symbol. Like, that was crazy. And so I just missed out on a ridiculous amount of class.
all because of a Gadsden flag. They said it was associated with slavery. No, it was a warning to the British not to tread on our rights.
This is, by the way, not on my end. This is
So
in the video.
let's talk. First of all, it seems like you may not need to go to class. You might know more than your teachers.
It has nothing to do with slavery. I mean, Christopher Gadsden, I'm sure he owned slaves, but just because he owned slaves, it was meant a warning sign not to tread on our rights in the revolution.
Other than like the stuttering, he talks like a full-grown man. You know,
Which
he
is
knows.
funny because they tried to tread on my rights and then they found out.
He said that he effed around and found out. I mean, like, how great is that?
6.8 million views is crazy. So yeah, I'm definitely Mr. Popular at my school.
That is awesome. So apparently there's a second patch that now they're upset with, right? So it sounds like they backed down off the Gadsden flag patch, but you have a gun rights patch also. And that one, I understand they're saying you still can't wear to school. Is that the case?
That's the FPC one, Firearms Policy Coalition.
He knows it. He knows exactly what it is. So so the FPC patch, now that they're trying to pivot to a different one, they're trying to basically harass this kid.
A group of lawyers that fight for the Second Amendment right, and also fight to. And no, it contains a weapon, which I think there was a post about it, and I can't allow it due to a district policy. But the thing is, unless there's a rule that says no patches at all, then yeah, their rule would be fair. But patches are allowed, and the First Amendment clearly states freedom of speech. And there's kids with pride pins, and the teachers don't say a thing. But
yeah, Jaden. I mean, of course they don't say anything. The weapon one, I understand. It's actually in there. I think it is. They do have a policy. So what he just has to do is get a patch for them that doesn't have a weapon on it, you know?
I wear a Gadsden flag, and it's the end of the world.
I think I'll leave the rest to Ben. I don't want to steal like all of his views there, but good for you, kid. I wish you the best. He has a bright future, maybe in politics. So it appears it's starting right now. You know, it seems pretty good.